was established back in the mid-90s. If you are a McCain, sir, could we please have some quiet so other people who want to hear can hear? Okay. If you are a McCain no and you're interested in changing that to a yes, if you would please get with your service casualty officer and they will tell you and give you the form to fill out to change a no to a yes. Lastly, if you're interested in next year's annual government briefings, they will tentatively be held in Pensacola, Florida at the Naval Air Station. Okay. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. McKeag for closing comments. Ma'am, if you could just come see me afterwards, I can explain more to you about that.
There's several of us that don't know.
Okay, all right, I'll just be quick. In the mid-90s, there was some legislation passed that said if the government was going to release information regarding treatment, location, and or condition of an unaccounted for individual from the Vietnam War, we as the government had to go to each primary next of kin and ask permission to release that information. And letters were sent out with a form to fill out to say, yes, I do agree, or no, I do not agree. If it's a McCain no, then that information was not put into the Library of Congress, or if it had information from a McCain yes and a McCain no, we had to redact out the McCain no information. So that was a one-time letter writing campaign. But subsequently, generations have changed. There are people now whose mom was the primary next of kin, and now the daughter is the primary next of kin, or the son, and they would like a no change to a yes. So there is a process to do that, and it's just a matter of reaching out to your service casualty office to make that change. And then they will let us know once the yes, or the no is changed to a yes, then we can start putting that information into the public domain in the Library of Congress. Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you. Sir, over to you.
So I am going to sit down like I did yesterday, not because we will be talking for the next 15 minutes, but because this is the last conversation that we will have with you at this annual government conversation. First of all, thank you for the accolades. Thank you for the thank yous that many of you have expressed individually in a group. But more importantly, thank you for the trust. Thank you for the confidence. And thank you for, truly, the patience that you all have shown generationally to your case, your loved one, and more importantly, what we're doing about finding answers that you deserve. I cannot overstate the fact that, as you've heard, we deserve to be criticized where we have fallen short, whether it's something administrative like Luck brought up, whether it was something that we said we were going to do and took us a year, 2 years to do. Please keep us, you've heard me say this before, please keep us accountable. This annual government briefing conversation is not an end to itself. We encourage you. In fact, we want you to continue the conversation. It doesn't have to be here. It doesn't have to be episodic once a year. We ask you to communicate through your service casualty offices to us, not to add a layer of bureaucracy, but simply that we want them informed so that they know. For the Air Force families, I perish the thought of getting on Sandra Kolb's bad side because we communicated something to an Air Force family and they weren't aware of it. So it's not an added layer of bureaucracy, but it's one that we are embedded, partnered with the service casualty offices because they are your primary touch point. So again, let this not be an end to itself. Let this not be, we've fired off the conversations, we've given you your case summary, and we walk away until next year in Florida. That's not the point. The point is, if you go back and you find something as you go through the materials that the case analysts provided you and something doesn't seem right, please, please, please reach out to your service casualty office, and as we term in the Army, send up the Red Star cluster. If we are not serving you as you deserve to be served, send up the Red Star cluster. This is not something that you all have to suffer on your own. As you, your parents, your grandparents have had to do in the past. So again, thank you for the confidence, thank you for the trust, and thank you for having the patience. You can see that we want what you want. I can assure you, at least for everybody in DPA, and I mean everybody, military, contractor, civilian, they are as passionate, they are as doggedly determined